I have a lot of pride of being in the Marines, and you left, right, left, you left. You had a good home, but you left. Left, right, left, you left.
Living proof the things you learn in boot camp stick with you for life.
I learned that in boot camp.
So, Lord, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise.
From the Vegas Strip to the pulpit. Wait, what?
I was a professional dancer who worked in Las Vegas, and so I worked on the Strip. I did not take my clothes off for money.
In the middle of Sin City, Mitchell Hawley chose love.
I heard my call to ministry while I was there. I remember going through some situations, and God said, "Hey, look, I love them," and so I wanted to take that wherever I went.
There's a little more excitement filling the gym at Overton Brooks these days.
I want to be just like you when I grow up, I tell you.
That's because these veterans are embracing a healthier lifestyle, and they have the hardware to prove it.
You got to stay moving. If you don't move, you're going to lose it.
It's been nearly 3 weeks since this year's Arklatex team returned from the Golden Age Games in New Mexico, and their sights are already set on next year. John Husak remembers vividly the day the Army reported his brother missing.
We had come back from school, and the family had just received the telegram that he was missing in action. So when we got home, it wasn't a happy situation. Both of my mother and father were crying.
That was February 1945. 9 months later, the Army declared him killed in action.
And that was like reliving it all over again. Finality.
As the years went on, John and another brother submitted DNA samples to the U.S. Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, hoping to one day bring their brother's remains home where they belong.
The family did have a memorial service for him in the church, and we kind of thought, well, that put closure on it, but there was still this opening, he's not here.
For nearly 3/4 of a century, an unidentified body laid at rest in a Netherlands cemetery.
And they gave him a number, 1034.
With the help of dental records and other forensic tests, including a 99% match in DNA, 1034 is now Army Staff Sergeant Leo Husak.
At first, I thought, this is some sort of a hoax. Somebody is going to ask me for money.
It wasn't until Army officials presented Husak's family with their findings, including information on his brother's final battle, did he truly believe.
It's unbelievable, really.
You see, what the Army didn't know is that Leo made a pact with a fellow soldier before he died, promising one another they'd visit their families if one of them didn't make it. The story of Leo's death shared by Army officials, nearly identical to the one John Husak tells me he heard years ago.
He was on a scouting patrol, and about 9 o'clock at night, and he came around a snowbank with 5 other people, and as soon as he showed his head, he was hit, and they say he was killed instantly.
Staff Sergeant Husak died in Germany's Hürtgen Forest during the longest single battle the U.S. Army has ever fought.
He was killed 30th of January, 1945.
Just 21 years old. Not even the gloomiest of days can dampen the spirit of this small Claiborne Parish town.
To have something like this, it just draws everyone together. And you're not aware of who all are veterans until something like this, and you grow to appreciate them that much more.
It's very patriotic to see the American flag, and you can't help but salute to the American flag. As being a veteran, you want to be patriotic, and this is a very patriotic community.
For the young and young at heart, this 1/10 of a mile track tucked behind the Athens Town Hall is more than just a pretty space.
It's a way for us to deal with the problems that we had coming back from being overseas, dealing with post-traumatic stress, and a way to, just relax and without having to take medications.